With everything that's been going on in the market, I find it impossible to find an affordable house. I mean, due to inflation, I see everything going up and it's getting expensive and more expensive as the days go by. That's probably what you're thinking. But what if I told you and show you that in spite of all the madness with the housing prices and everything becoming more expensive, you still have the opportunity to find cheap homes. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so we're in my computer now, and this is how we're going to find all of these amazing deals. We're going to leverage a site called foreclosure.com. But before we dive into any of these stuff, let's take a step back, and I want you to go over a couple of concepts that are extremely important for your learning with today's episode. So what we're going to do is just to pay close attention to the next couple of slides that I am about to cover. I know you're very eager to learn. You want to probably fast forward and learn all about the nitty-gritties of the platform in itself, but it is extremely important that you understand what goes behind the scene of anything that has to do with the stages of a foreclosure. Now, there are 4 stages right here. Some of them are actually lumped them together. Some of them are actually separated them, but it's very important that you pay attention to this, right? Because the way a foreclosure is going to work out, it follows this timeline that you see here. So it starts off with the pre-foreclosure, followed by a short sale, then by an auction, and then the actual foreclosure in itself. Now, you might be wondering, what does it matter? Isn't that the same thing? No, they're not the same thing. And here's why. When you are at this stage, somewhere between the pre-foreclosure and the short sale, you have better chances of finding a house in good conditions. I like to call those pretty houses because they're not lender owned yet. Why is that important? Well, at this point, for the most part, let's say the homeowner was most likely to be still be residing in the house, and therefore they could still be taking care of the property. They're trying to work things out with the lenders and stuff like that. So more or less, there are going to be less repairs, right? As you move along all the way to the right, then once the houses hit that foreclosure stage, you will most likely find houses that will require a lot of renovation. What I like to call the not so pretty houses. Why? Because there's an emotional component to it, right? People have been forced out of their properties. And at this point, more or less, they want to get back to the lenders. They're probably thinking, well, I gave all my savings and I did what I could to care for this house, and now you want to take it away from me. So you know what, if I can have it, you won't have it either. So let me just destroy everything that comes my way so that it hurts you even more, right? So once it gets to the point where the property becomes lender owned, there is more labor that's going to come from you in terms of getting the house all fixed up and getting it all pretty again. And therefore, it will not only require a lot of work from you, but also some level of experience for you to be able to get the property nicely fixed and ready to go. Now that you are very well aware of this, let's jump into the nitty-gritty and the fun stuff. Okay, so we're back to the website, and what I want to do is first do a quick zoom in so you can better see what we have. So as you can see, we have the website here. Once again, this is foreclosure.com. And before we start doing any of our research, I want you to first get familiarized with what the website has to offer. So remember what I talked about, the stages of foreclosure. So we have the pre-foreclosure here, short sales, share sales, and foreclosures. And as you can see, this site, it's available for all 50 states. So regardless of where you live, it's gonna be able to provide you with the information that you need depending on the area that you're interested in investing, or you could also be purchasing for your first home, right? And as you scroll down, you will see that they have some recommendations based on the area where you lived in. So as you know, this is a website, and what they do is that they leverage your location, your physical location, depending on the area where you're actually visiting the website, and they provide certain recommendations. So that way you don't have to go that far. Maybe you're interested in investing in properties behind your backyard. So this is one way to go about it. Me personally, I live in New York. So what they're doing is they're recommending places or properties nearby the area where I live in New York City. So you have a house here in Paramus, New Jersey. You have them in Oyster Bay, all the way out in Long Island. You have them in Brick and Massapequa. So in the event that you happen to be visiting foreclosure.com at the same time you're watching this video, you will see that there's going to be a change here and the recommended houses within your area. So now that you know this, let's say you want to explore something in Texas, because there's a lot of noise around Texas and how it is a great state to invest. So you have two choices to do this. One is by simply hovering over the map, or you just simply go into top cities, or you can just simply type in the zip code where you're actually interested in investing for demonstration purposes. So what I'm going to do is just to hit straight on the map. So that way you can go straight into whatever is it that it's available in Texas. So once again, you have the listings of the different stages of the property that you have. So in the state of Texas, these are all the counties that appear in foreclosure.com. And then here on the left, you're going to see the number of houses or properties that are available at the pre-foreclosure state, at the short sale, at the sheriff's sale, and at the foreclosure state as well. And then as you scroll down, you're going to see the different numbers based on the area. So back to this map, I was actually doing a bit of research yesterday just so I could prepare better for what I'm about to show you in this episode. And I was actually navigating the area of Galveston. I visited Galveston a couple of years ago, and I thought it was quite interesting to check this out. So what we're going to do, we're going to scroll down here, and you can either search by city or search by county. We talked about Galveston, so I'm going to just change the search into the county tab, and I'm going to go ahead and click on whatever is available in Galveston. And as you can see, you have a bunch of listings right here. You can actually choose whether you want to find them in foreclosure or if you want to find them in the pre-foreclosure state. In order for you to access to this type of information, you do have to create an account with them. And we are very glad to announce that we have become affiliated to foreclosure.com. We do get a commission based on the signups that we get through the videos that we create, which help us a lot tremendously to continue to create this type of content and make this information readily available for you. And it also supports the company so they can continue to gather this type of information and make it readily available for you. In fact, they actually do update the site on a daily basis. So for the most part, you will get the most accurate information as possible. Once again, they do update the site every single day. That doesn't mean they update every single posting every day, but don't worry about that because I'm eventually going to walk you through how to see whether the information is the latest, up-to-date as possible. So let's go ahead and sign in. And here we go. So we're already signed in, and as you can see, everything has been unlocked. So here's the address of the property. And you have some of the pictures. Because this is in pre-foreclosure, you more or less won't have chances to see what the inside looks like because either the property owner might still be residing in there or they just simply haven't gotten that information readily available. But what I want you to truly pay attention to is how this website becomes a one-stop shop for you. Now, a lot of you might wonder, well, there's a video that you released last year that talked about other websites such as HUD.com or HomePath.com. How is it any different from foreclosure.com? So foreclosure.com is, in fact, think of it as Google. It's like the yellow pages for all kinds of properties that are either in pre-foreclosure or an auction. This is a one-stop shop repository where you can come in and find pretty much everything you like. HomePath.com, HUD.com, all of the information that you will find in those websites are actually pulled together and presented to you in one single platform in here in foreclosure.com. So now I want you to pay attention to the amount of money that, they're requiring in this case in the auction, because this is the stage where we're at, and the analytics that you can see here. So this house has been auctioned at $150,686, but the market value of this property is at $175,800. So this is just a range and is an analytic, and it also gives you an approximation of what the rent value it's going to be. So this will definitely help you save time in terms of not having to look look into multiple websites, multiple repositories in order to find out, hey, how much can I rent this property for in the event that you are looking to rent out, or in the event that you just simply want to get an estimated number so that you can see what exactly are you walking yourself into. Then on the picture side, there's one thing that I actually love the most about all of this. This entire website is excellent, but hey, look at this. Check in the map, right? Look at the analytics that appear here. So you will see, an average all the way on the right, and this box that will give you the lowest range and the highest range. But if you want to find out about the specifics of how much can you actually sell this property for, let's say you pay $150,000 in the auction. This, after you fix it up, assuming there's not much to fix up, this is the range that all of these properties are worth around this area. So it's pretty close. On the higher end, you have a property worth $188,000. On the lower end, we're talking about $142,000. So it's within the ballpark. Actually, 203 is actually the highest worth. Well, we even have $272,000 over here. So that gives you a sense of direction, whether you want to purchase this property to fix it up and rent it, or fix it up and just simply flip it and sell it to another homeowner, or perhaps you're in the market looking for a property for yourself. That's the beauty about this website. What I like so much about it is that it tackles all kinds of different needs, whether you're a real estate investor or whether you're actually a homeowner looking for a property that you can add your personal touch and turn that into yours. As you continue to scroll down, you will find even more resources somewhere down here, right? So you can learn all about foreclosure homes in Texas. You can learn all about bankruptcy laws, and then any glossaries, foreclosure laws. So as you can see, this is amazing. How to buy a foreclosure. You can learn about the basic steps to purchasing a pre-foreclosure, or any basic steps that you will need to be aware of when you are buying a property at an auction sale. So all in one stop shop, right? Same thing with the foreclosure laws. As you know, they vary per state. We have 50 states here. So depending on where you're looking to invest or where you're actually residing, the laws are actually quite different from one state to another. So make sure you come in very well prepared and take a look at all the ratings. You can't really ask for more. This is a very complete website. It shows you everything that you need to know, and also will help you learn anything about the glossary, so you can learn all about the real estate language, the foreclosure language, that will be beneficial for you to be aware of. Now, one thing I wanted to highlight: when you are dealing with pre-foreclosure or even foreclosure houses, it is very important that you pay attention to the redemption period. Why is that important? So we're going to come here into the glossary and look into the R and the redemption period. So that way you can see what that means. So a redemption period is the amount of time given to a foreclosed borrower to effectuate the use of the statutory right to redemption and reclaim the property after the payment of all defaulted sums, costs, and fees. What does that mean for you? It means that you have to pay close attention to the redemption period and the state that you're investing in, because the last thing you want is to buy a foreclosure property, fix it up, make it all nicely, only to find out that the owner of the house came back and, hey, I was able to pull all the money. I want to buy my house back with all the fixtures that you already provided. You definitely don't want to do that. How do you make sure that you are either at the ending stage of the redemption period, or how do you work around that? Well, that's why your power team is extremely important. In this case, working with a good title agency and also a good real estate attorney, so that they can both complement one another and also guide you through this experience of investing in a foreclosure property. And one thing to notice before I forget mentioning, keep in mind that foreclosure.com, once again, it's kind of like the yellow pages. It's kind of like Google. What they do is that they're a one-stop shop, and they just they pull all this information available in the web and all of these other repositories, so that way you don't have to maneuver around and go through multiple websites to try to find this information. So their role in this, it's only to provide the information really available for you. They don't work as a mediator of anything that you do here. It is actually your responsibility to make sure you work with the right experts, to make sure that all the issues with the title or all the issues with the property is actually taken care of. What foreclosure.com is doing right here is just basically presenting this information for you, as well as us and NOVARISE. What we're doing is just basically making you aware of the existing of this website so that you can actually come in and check out this information yourself. But we're not directly related to all the deals that are really available in this website, and we especially don't source these houses to make those available for you. Another way for you to find great deals, excellent deals, is by coming to this tab right here where it says cheap homes. And for the naysayers out there who don't believe or find it truly hard to believe to find truly good, cheap homes, look at everything that you can see here in this map. Like, this map is swamped with great deals, and you can actually come over here on the drop down and select, okay, what is your budget? Do you want to find a house under $60,000? Do you want to find a house under $10,000? So let's just go all in and find the cheapest property available and see what we can find. So now let's just check a state like New York, right? Because we have a lot of people saying, hey, you cannot find good deals in New York because New York is ridiculously expensive. You will never find anything at $10,000. So, okay. We did the quick search and voila, look at all these houses for those naysayers who don't believe that you can actually find a great deal in New York. Look at this. $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $9,500, $4,500, $5,000. Excellent, excellent, excellent.